This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so in the last session we have seen the basic concepts with regards to time evaluation. Yeah, like what is positive time management, what is negative time management, what is time evaluation with clock times and without clock times. Yeah, we have also discussed about few fields in info type 7 like time management status. Yeah, and then what is working week, so on and so forth. Yeah, so on and so forth. So let's move forward and perform a sample time evaluation for the employee whom we have hired, and then also learn few concepts. Yeah, learn few concepts. Now the employee whom we have hired is 4 followed by all zeros, right? 4 followed by all zeros is the employee whom we have hired. So if you want to perform time evaluation for this employee, the transaction code that we need to use is PT60. Yeah, PT followed by 60. That is the transaction code. Yeah, PT60. PT60. The transaction code that we need to use. Now, give the personal number of the employee whom we have hired. Yeah, that's the personal number. And use the schema called as TM04. Yeah, this is the schema that we have discussed, right? I have shown the schema right to you. Yeah?
Yes, sir. Schema. Yes.
I have shown this, right? So TM04 is the schema. That means I am using that program TM04 in order to execute the time evaluation for this employee. Yeah, time evaluation for this employee. Now, and the system will automatically pick up the current date. Yeah, the system will automatically choose the current date. Now, when I execute the time evaluation, yeah, when I execute the time evaluation, the system will perform time evaluation for this employee for each and every day right from the hire date. Yeah, right from the date of hire. Because till now we did not execute time evaluation for this employee. Yeah. So when did we hire this employee? What was the hire date? I think first of March. 1st of March. So we hired this employee on 1st March. So when you open up the log tree, yeah, you see the successful personal number. When you click on the plus symbol there, the system will show us the name of the employee. When you click on the plus symbol here as well, the system will show, or we'll be able to see that the time evaluation is getting executed for each and every employee for each and every day. Yeah, the time evaluation is being performed for each and every employee for each and every day, right? So this is what we are seeing now. We have hired on 1st of March, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, so on and so forth. Yeah, moving forward, and we see the last date on which the time evaluation is getting executed is current date 02 05 2020, right? 02 05 2020. So because we did not perform time evaluation for this employee till date, yeah, because we are running the time evaluation for the first time for this employee, the system is performing the time evaluation right from day one. Yeah, right from day one, you know, when the employee got hired. Okay, so because we are seeing PT60 for the first time, right? We are seeing it for the first time just today. So the time evaluation is getting executed right from the first day. Now, when you just navigate back, because PT60 is a very, very important transaction code, and you will have to use this T code whenever you want to test, whenever the end users will report saying that there is some error in time evaluation, or for whatever reason, if you want to execute time evaluation, PT60 is a transaction code. Yeah, PT60 is a transaction code, and you have to choose the appropriate schema here. Here I am choosing TM04. Yeah, TM04, and the date is time evaluation up to is automatically chosen by the system, and then display log, that's a no update. Yeah, and then we have the personal number. Yeah, personal number. So when you click on this arrow here, multiple selection option, Okay, we can copy and paste multiple personal numbers here. So if the client has about 100 employees, we can paste
Okay.
the personal numbers of 100 employees, and for all the 100 employees, the time evaluation can be performed in one go. Yeah, in one go. It can be 100, 200, 300,000, 2,000. The time evaluation can be
Okay.
performed in one go for all these employees. Yeah. So what you need to do is you need to have all the personal numbers in one Excel sheet. You copy from the Excel sheet and you hit on this upload from
Okay.
clipboard. When you click on that upload from clipboard, all the personal numbers will be pasted here. Yeah, they'll be pasted here, and then we can execute. Yeah, we can execute. So like this, we can perform time evaluation for any number of employees in one go. When you choose the option called as display log, the system will display the log tree. And when I choose test run no update, the system will perform a test time evaluation only. It is not the live time evaluation, it is only test time evaluation. Now, when I don't click on display log tree, yeah, when I uncheck it, see what happens. When I'm executing this, see what happens. Okay, it is showing this. When we go back, when I open this, there is nothing
Okay.
here. The system will not show anything here. There is no log here. Previously, we have seen the successful personal numbers. We have seen the name of the employee, and under the name of the employee for each and every day, we have seen those dates, all the dates. Yeah, we were able to see all that because I have checked the checkbox called as display log. Okay, display log. When I click on
Log.
display log once again, see what happens. When I click on display log once again, now the system will show the log tree. Now you see, they are able to see the successful personal number, they're able to see the
Right.
personal number, so on and so forth. So on and so forth. Now, let us understand how the system executes time evaluation based on the schema that we have chosen. Now, the transaction code to access schema is PE01. Yeah, PE01
P01.
is the transaction code to access schema. The schema that I'm using is TM04. Yeah, TM04. Click on display. Click on display. So we discussed about the schema in the last session. We understood what functions are, what are operations, what are PCRs,
Okay.
what are subschemas,
Blog.
and what are blocks. We have discussed about all
Logs.
this. Yeah, we have discussed about all this. So when you
Yes.
compare the log tree with the schema, now you see we are seeing something called as initialization here. Yeah,
Yes.
initialization.
Right.
So when you go back to the schema, here also you will see that we have the initialization. Yeah, initialization. That means whatever log tree is getting formed here, it is in accordance with the schema that we are using. It is in accordance with the schema that we are using. So in the schema we have initialization. So here also we have the initialization. The system will show us the same steps. Open up the initialization, click on the plus symbol. Yeah, we see mod TMON gen. Yeah, mod
Okay.
TMON gen. You see here also we have in the initialization, we have mod TMON gen,
Then.
right?
Yeah.
So exactly
Right.
whatever we have here, the same thing we'll be able to see in the log tree also. Yeah, same thing we'll be able to see in the log tree. Now open up
Okay.
Sunday. Open up Sunday. We have hired the employee on Sunday. Open up Sunday. When you open up Sunday, we are seeing 7, what do you call, subtrees here. Yeah, one is called
Okay.
provide time data, error checks, determine plan working time, determine overtime, select time wage types, compensate overtime wage types, and manage time accounts. Yeah, we are
Okay.
seeing all the
Yes, sir.
7, what do you call subtrees.
Up.
Now, when you
Subtree.
open up the schema, here also you will see all those 7 because the log tree, whatever we have seeing there, is formed based on the schema that we are using. So you see here we have provide time data, right? Provide time data.
Yes.
So after
Time.
that, that is the first block. Yeah. So whatever
Yes, sir.
7 subtrees you are seeing here, they are all nothing but the 7 blocks that are present in the schema. Now, when you scroll a little down, we have error checks. Yeah. Then we have
Yes.
determine plan working times. Yeah. Determine plan working times. And if you scroll a little more down, determine overtime. Yeah. Select time wage types. compensate overtime wage types. Okay, compensate overtime wage types, and then manage time accounts. Manage time accounts, and the block end here after the manage time accounts, and then the final processing. Final processing. So whatever 7 blocks we have seen in the schema, we exactly have all those 7 blocks in the log tree. The log tree. So what does it mean? It means that whatever schema we have chosen here, yeah, whatever schema we have chosen here in order to perform the time evaluation, that schema will be executed line by line without missing even a single line. The schema will be executed for this employee. For this employee. So if you go back to the schema, we have so many lines here in the schema. Each and every line will be executed for the employee without fail. Yeah, without fail. Now what happens here is when you execute the time evaluation, we are seeing all the 7 blocks here. We are seeing the 7 blocks. If you open it up, what happens here is the way the time evaluation is executed is the system will read some information present in the info types, the required info types pertaining to time management. It will process it to a certain extent, and it will send the result of this processing to the next block, error checks. Then it will do the further processing here, and it will send the result of this processing to the next block. Yeah, determine planned working times. Then it will do further processing of the time data here, and the results will be sent to the next block. Then the result of determine overtime will be sent to the next block called as select time wage types. Then the results of this will be sent to the compensate overtime wage types. Then the results of this block will be sent to the managed time accounts. In this way, the entire time data will be processed sequentially in a sequential order. In a sequential order. Okay, so initially what is happening here is in provide time data, the system will read the information present in all the most important time management related info types. What are the time management related info types that the system needs to know? One is 2002, then 2000, that is attendances, absences, substitutions, that's it. And if there are overtimes, the overtime will be executed in this particular block. Yeah, determine overtime block. So like that, what happens is the system will read the information present in the most important info types. Yeah, if an employee is present on a particular day, yeah, then an attendance record will be present. If an employee is absent on a day, the info type record will be present. Info type record will be present. So like that, the system will read the information pertaining to the info type records in this particular provide time data block. Yeah, and even before getting there, let us understand what is happening in the initialization block. Open it up. When you open up the initialization block, you see input and processing. Yeah, and processing. There is something called as WPBP table here. This is called as an internal table. Yeah, WPBP table. It's an internal table that gets generated during the time evaluation. Yeah, it is the internal table that gets generated during the time evaluation. When you double click on the WPBP table, you will see the information of the most important info types pertaining to this particular employee. So what are the most important info types or from which info types? Can you hear me? Abhi, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, Abhi, I'm here. Can you hear me? Hello. You went offline, Abhi. You're offline.
Hello.
Yeah, Abhi, you were offline for some time actually.
It's showing like a network error, sir.
Yeah, that's right. See, when there is
Yeah.
fluctuation in the internet, this happens. So the system is capturing the information pertinent to the most important info types in WPPP table. Yeah, WPPP table. Now,
Okay.
if you go back to the the schema, if you go back to the schema, okay. Now, in this very first line, okay, or in the second line, let us say, the second line itself, the system is reading, yeah, information pertaining to the most important info types pertaining to this particular employee. Now, what are the things that you can observe here? Can you tell me? What is this? BASIWSR. What is this?
It's our
What is,
subgroup name.
huh?
It's our subgroup name. I think. Yes.
What is this?
Working.
What is this?
Yes, INC
What
work
is this
schedule rules,
usually?
sir.
Yeah, work
WS.
schedule.
Yes, sir.
Where do you capture this? In which info type you capture this?
So in work schedule, sir.
Hmm.
I didn't get planning work time. Planned work time.
Hmm?
In info type 7.
Oh, okay, that's fine. So the system is reading the information pertaining to the info type 7 here. Yeah, that is something
Right.
which we can observe. Then
Right.
we are seeing higher, yeah, higher,
I,
and then we are seeing the employee
yes.
group, employee subgroup, yeah. Um, we are also
Yes.
able to
Apply.
see the action, yeah, action,
Uh,
and all this stuff. We are able to see the employment status. So where do we have all these fields? In which info type do we have all these fields?
in addresses and planned working types.
Info type 0.
Yeah,
Info type
info type
0,
0.
we have, yeah, actions. Yeah, actions,
Okay.
we have this field, right?
Okay.
So then, of course, we have the fields that are present in info type 1, that is the position. Yeah, we capture
Okay.
position in info type 1, right? So we have the
Right.
position and then org unit, right? So then person area, sub area, employee group, subgroup, so on and so forth. Yeah.
Okay.
So the system is reading the information pertinent to info type 0, info type 1, and info type 7. Info type 7. So all this
One
is
of them.
happening in the very first step. All this is happening in the very first step in the time evaluation, right? So the system is capturing the information pertinent to most important info types that are relevant for time evaluation. That are relevant for time evaluation. So that is, and it will read and it will capture in the internal table called as WPPP table, right? WPPP table. So this is what
Table.
happens. So this is what is happening in the initialization block. Yeah, initialization block.
Yeah.
Now, when you go back to the schema, we have BINI, yeah, and EINI. We have BINI and EINI. Now,
Yeah.
BINI will start the initialization part, and EINI will end the initialization block. Yeah, BINI will
Yes, sir.
start the initialization block, and EINI will end. Yeah, will end the initialization block. Will end the
Block.
initialization block. BINI and EINI. Okay, so this is
Yes,
the
sir.
initialization block. So after this, we need to observe we have something called as B day. Yeah, B day.
Okay.
And then we
Yeah.
have day processing. We have something called as day processing. Okay. Now B
Okay.
day will start the day processing. Yeah. Start the day processing. If we scroll completely down and there is somewhere in line number 780, we have E day. This is
Either.
end of day
End
processing.
of end
The
of
end
day
of day
process.
processing. Now, why is the system calling this beginning of day processing and end of day processing? Because whatever is there between B day and E day, yeah, will be
Okay.
executed for each and every employee for each and every day. Yeah, whatever chunk of those 7 blocks are there between B day and E day, that will be executed for each and every employee for each and every day. You see all these 7 blocks, they are between B day and E day only. Now here you see block end. So which block end is this? This block end is for manage time
Got.
accounts. Immediately after manage time accounts, we have E day, that is end of day processing. Okay, so if you see here,
Okay.
after manage time accounts, this day processing for 1/3/2020 is finished. For the day processing for the next day has started here. The day processing for next
Right.
day has started here. And then when you
Yes.
look at the B day, when you look at B day here, okay, after
Video.
this B day we have, the provide time data. So whatever is there after B day, everything will be executed for each and every employee for each and every day. So that is the reason why it is called as day processing. Whatever is there in the day processing, it will be executed for each and every employee each and every day. Yeah,
Right.
each and every day. Now, so the bottom line here is that whatever is there in the schema, line by line, everything will be processed, for the employee. Okay, now let me open up Monday. Let me open up provide time data. Provide time
Time rate.
data. Now you see, if I compare this with the schema, yeah, you come here. The block begin here. You see, provide time data. Yeah, I have opened provide time data. Okay, I have opened provide time data. If POS, that
Zero.
means if time management status is 1
Okay.
or 2.
Actual
Okay,
time.
POS means if time management status. Where is time management status? In which info type we have time management status? We have time management status in info type 7, planned working
7.
time, right? We have
Correct.
discussed in the
Yes.
last session. So open
Right.
up open up planned working time, we get the time management status. What is the time management status of this employee? It is 9. Yeah, it is
9.
9. Time evaluation of planned times. So come back to the schema. If time management status is 1 or 2, then the following steps have to be executed. Yeah, if
Okay. Oh,
POS, if POS means what does POS mean? POS means
yeah.
if the time
Provide.
management status is 1 or 2. POS means if the time management status is 1 or 2. If the time management status is 1 or 2 for the employee for whom we are performing the time evaluation, then the following
Okay.
lines have to be executed. These lines have to be executed. Okay. Else,
Okay.
this has to be executed. This has to be executed. Now, when you go back to the
Time.
log tree, if POS, if time management status is 1 or 2, this condition is false because the employee for whom we are executing
Mm,
time evaluation, the time management status
It's
is 9.
9.
Okay,
9. Right.
because it is 9, the control has straight away went to this line number 300. Yeah, it went to line number 300. So if you open
Yes.
up the else condition, it will show us few things. Now, what is this else condition here? TDT0. TDT0, the function what we have is copy. That means this is a subschema.
Copy.
Double click on TD0, we see certain lines, few lines in the schema. So exactly these lines we are able to see here. We are able to see here. Okay.
Right.
P2000, this is a function, P2000. Planned paid and daily work schedule. Now open it up, It will show the daily work schedule on this day. What is this? Monday.
See.
Double click on
Okay.
PSP. On Monday, what should be the work schedule? Okay, the work schedule should be VIWD. That means VI working day.
That
Yeah, it is
work.
working day. And GWS class is 1. Day type is 0. Holiday class is 0. Period work schedule is VASP. Planned hours are 9
So,
hours. Planned hours are 9 hours. So like this, whatever we have discussed in work schedule rule configuration, each and everything is very, very, very important. And we get to see and we get to use, we get to understand them during the entire time management. During entire time management. Okay, so we discussed about the holiday class, we discussed about the day types, we discussed about the DWS class, we discussed about the daily work schedules, this grouping,
right.
yeah, personal sub-area
The group
grouping for daily work schedules, 02, right? So
0.
on second, this is the DWS daily work schedule that the employee has to follow. That means the system is first of all reading what is the daily work schedule that the employee has to actually follow. Then what it does,
Okay.
it will read the number of hours that is actually booked by the employee. And then it will compare, it will calculate the absence hours, attendance hours, overtime hours, so on and so forth. So for anything to happen, first of all, the system is reading the DWS, daily work schedule. Now, if you open up for Sunday, you see for Sunday, provide time data, else, planned parent daily work schedule, input,
Okay.
PSP.
Yes. Yes.
You see here on Sunday, the daily work schedule is VIDO, that is day off. Yeah.
Day off. Okay.
DWS class is 0, day type is 0, holiday class is 0, period work schedule VASP, hours planned working hours is 0, right? Because this is a day off, because it is Sunday, there are
Okay.
no planned working hours at all, right? So like this, for each and every day, the system will read what exactly is the actual planned working hours of the employee on that day, and then it will read what are the attendances, what are the absences that the employee has booked on that day, and then it will compare. System will compare.
That's
Okay, on Monday, the employee is expected to work for 9 hours. Against these 9 hours, how many hours did the employee actually book? Did the employee book 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours? How many hours the employee has booked? System will read, and then the system will
okay.
process. System will process. Right. So
That's
this will happen based on whether the customer is following positive time management or negative time management. If the customer is following negative time management, only deviations from the planned working time will be recorded. If the customer is
okay.
following positive time management, both attendances, absences, overtimes, everything will be recorded. Everything will be recorded. And how will the system know? How will the system know whether the employee is following positive time management or negative time management? It will know based on the time management status. Based on the time management status.
Status.
So that is the reason why we are saying that time management status is very, very crucial in entire time evaluation, because the time management status, whatever is being captured here in info type 7, this time management status will be read during the time evaluation. It will be read during the time evaluation, right? So this is how
Yes,
we
sir.
need to understand the schema. If you want to understand the schema, the best way is perform a sample time evaluation and open up the log tree, compare the log tree with the schema. Compare the log tree
Okay.
with the schema. Because in the log tree,
Schema.
each and every line that is present in the schema will be executed without fail. Because we are using that schema to perform time evaluation, obviously the system will execute each and every line and we'll be able to see the processing, exact processing, yeah, how the time
Okay.
evaluation is being processed for the employee in the log tree. In the
Okay.
log tree.
Log.
Now, there is one very, very important field in info type 3 pertaining to time evaluation. Please observe. Info type 3 is nothing but payroll status.
Payroll status.
Info type 3 is nothing but payroll status. And if you can't display, now there is one particular field called as, you see, PDC recalculation date. Yeah,
Okay.
PDC recalculation date. This PDC recalculation date is nothing but the date from which the live time evaluation of the employee should be executed. Okay, this is nothing but the date from which the live time evaluation has to be executed for this employee. Now, what is the date that is showing here? It is showing 1/3/2020. Yeah, because we haven't executed live time evaluation for this employee till now, the system is showing obviously 1/3/2020. Now, let us run
Yes,
time
sir.
evaluation, live time evaluation for first, only first. Let us see.
Okay.
Navigate back. Let's give 01/03/2020. Yeah, I'm just doing a test run right now. Let me execute the test run. Now, if you open up the log tree, it will just show it for 1 day only. Yeah, it is showing for 1 day. Now let me run a live time evaluation for this employee for 1 day. Okay. Now see how the date changes here. Now the date what we are seeing here is 1/3/2020, right?
2020.
I'm just getting out of it. Yeah, because
Yeah.
when we run live time evaluation, that employee should
Okay.
not be PA30. The employee should not be present in PA30. So I'm running the live time evaluation for 1 day. Just observe this. Execute. Live time evaluation is over for 1 day. Yeah. Live time evaluation is over for 1 day. Get back. Oops. It's test run only. Let me check this. Uncheck this test run. Okay. When we
Okay.
check the test run, this test run. When I uncheck the test run, it is live time evaluation. Now let me do it. Now it is live time evaluation.
Right.
Execute. It is finished. Live time evaluation is finished. Now, when you go to info type 3, once again,
Okay.
when you go to info type 3, check the
Payroll status.
PDC. Yeah, payroll status. Now you see the PDC recalculation date is changed to 2.
Okay. 2.
2/3/2020. Previously it was
Right.
1/3/2020, right?
2.
So
Yes, sir.
for first, we have just run the time evaluation, live time evaluation. So the system is showing that the next time evaluation should start from 2/3/2020.
2020.
Yeah, so it should start from 2/3/2020. That is how the system will show us display, yeah, from when the next live time evaluation should run. Okay. Now, for example, if I run the live time evaluation till date, let me run the live time evaluation till date. Navigate back. Let me give the current date here. What is current date? 02/05/2020.
2020.
Now let me get out of PA30 for this employee. Now what happens if you put this employee in PA30? Let us see. I'll show you. When I put the employee in PA30 and when I uncheck the test run, when I run the live run, see what happens. Ideally, the system should give some error. Not sure. Yes. Someone and settings. The live time evaluation has executed for this employee. Ideally, it should not show. It should show an error message saying that the person is there in PA30. Now you see, the time evaluation is executing right now from second onwards. Previously, when the live time eval for first was not executed, we have seen the log tree starting from first, right? Now, after running the live time evaluation for 1 day, that is for 1st of March, now the system is showing the live time eval from second. Yeah, second. Now the live time evaluation is finished till current date. Yeah, till current date. The lifetime evaluation is done. So navigate back. Now go to this personal number, check input type 3, see the PTC recalculation date. What is the date it is showing? 3/5/2020.
3/5 present.
That means till 2/5/2020, the lifetime evaluation we have executed just now. So the system is showing that the next time evaluation should start on 3rd. Start on 3rd. Now place the cursor here, hit on F1, hit on F1. You will see recalculation date for PDC. This field specifies the date on which the next time evaluation run should start. When time evaluation is completed, the date is set to first day for which the report has not yet been done. Right? So it is showing the date from which the next time evaluation run should start. It should start from 3/5/2020. 3/5/2020. So this is the importance of PDC recalculation date. Yeah, in info type 3. Info type 3 is payroll status. Payroll status. So when you're working on the project, when you're working on support project, most importantly, a client or the users might report some issue with regards to time evaluation. So there are a few checks that we need to do. One of those checks is check the PDC, recalculation date. When exactly the PDC recalculation, when exactly the time evaluation should start, or till which day the time evaluation was run for this employee, till which day the live time evaluation was run for this employee, we'll be able to know. So just by looking at it, you should be able to say that the live time evaluation for this employee was run till 2nd of May. And the next time live time evaluation should start on 3rd of May. 3rd of May. Now, if you want to test this, let me give some date here. Like the system will always pick up the current date. Yeah, system will always pick up the current date. When I try to execute by giving the current date here, we'll not be able to see anything here. Why we are unable to see anything?
So 1 second.
Yeah. Are you there?
Sir, yeah.
Okay. So we have given 2nd. The system. You want to take a break or something?
No, sir, nothing.
Okay. So time evaluation, see, the system will actually here in time evaluation up to, the system will always choose the current date. Yeah, it will always choose the current date. So when we are trying to run time evaluation till current date, okay, till current date, the live time evaluation has already been run. So when you are trying to run it once again, the system is not choosing this employee because live time evaluation for this employee till 2nd has been already run. Till 2nd has already been run. So this employee is not being chosen for time evaluation. Now let me give 3rd here. Instead of 2nd, let me give 3rd. It means future processing. Time evaluation for future date. When I execute this employee will be selected because for 3rd, the lifetime evaluation did not happen yet. It did not happen yet. So the system is choosing 3rd. System is choosing 3rd. Okay, Abhi?
Right.
So this is how we perform time evaluation for the employees. Now, let us discuss or let us go ahead with the next piece of configuration. Yeah, next piece of configuration, that is, compensatory off. Compensatory. What is comp off or compensatory off? Do you have any idea?
Comp off. You
Hmm.
told me, sir, regarding comp off.
Hmm?
Comp off.
Hmm.
Comp off.
Compensatory off.
Compensatory. I mean,
Hmm.
you. I mean, on off also you will get the pay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is it? Hmm.
No, sir. No.
All right, that's fine. Okay. Compensatory off in the sense, whenever an employee works on a public holiday,
Compensatory.
yeah, whenever an employee works on a public holiday or
Yes,
on a
sir.
day off, or on a day off,
Yeah.
whenever an employee works on a public holiday or day off, yeah, the employee will be paid, yeah, the employee will be paid, or the employee will be given, 1 second, and you know,
Sir.
hey, sorry man, I got a call.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so whenever an employee works on a public holiday or day off, yeah, let us say on a
Okay.
public holiday or a day off, let us say the employee has worked for 9 hours. Yeah, 9 hours. So these 9 hours will be added to the absence quota.
Comp of.
These 9 hours should be added to the absence quota, and the employee will be able to utilize this absence quota using an appropriate absence type. Appropriate absence type. That means if an employee is working on a Sunday or Saturday, which are day offs, or when an employee is working on a public holiday, yeah, he can take
Okay.
and leave. The employee can take a leave for so many hours.
Okay.
That is called compensation. Compensating,
Right.
compensating for so many hours. If an employee has worked for
Compensate.
5 hours, the employee can utilize those 5 hours as a leave at some other time of his or her choice.
Okay.
Yeah. If an employee has
Right.
worked for two weekends, if you have worked for 2 weekends in a month, then for those 2 days or 4 days, whatever it is, the employee can utilize as a compensatory off. That means the employee can, those number of days or hours will be added to the absence quota, and the employee will be able to utilize that absence quota using an absence type.
Right.
Absence type. This is called as compensatory off. This is called as
Compensate.
compensatory off. Now we'll have to configure this compensatory off scenario in SAP. Compensatory off scenario in SAP. So what are all the configurations that we need to do? What are all the configurations that we need to do? The first thing is the employee is booking an attendance. Yeah, the employee is booking an attendance on a public holiday or day off. So what should we create first of all? Or we should create an attendance type first of all. Yeah, because
Okay.
we have attendance for that employee, so we need to create an attendance type. So if we are creating
Okay.
this attendance type, we need to have a counting rule. Right? Be it in attendance or absence, we need to have a counting rule in order to count the attendance. After this, the number of hours booked as attendance has to be transferred to an absence quota. So
Okay.
we need to configure an absence quota, right? Absence quota.
Okay.
This absence quota has to be utilized using an absence type leave. So we need to configure an absence type. Absence type should have a counting rule. Yeah, and the absence quota should have a deduction rule. Right.
Yes, sir.
So if you want to configure a comp of scenario, we need to do all these configurations end to end. Yeah,
Counting
end
rule.
to end.
Okay.
Apart from this, we also need to create a link between this between this attendance type and absence quota, because the number of hours booked on a public holiday or day off, they should be transferred to this quota, right? So how
Yes, sir.
will this get transferred to the quota? We need to do some relevant configurations. We need to set up a link here. We need to set up a link, or we need to do some relevant configurations here. We need to do some relevant configurations.
Configure.
So if you want to configure comp of scenario, you have to do all these configurations. Yeah, we need to do all this
Oh,
configuration. Yeah.
oh, link.
So we will see this comp of configuration in tomorrow's
Yes.
session. Hmm?
Huh.
Tomorrow's session.
Huh. Oops.
Okay. So just run through these, recordings and all the stuff. Yeah. So that
Okay.
at least yesterday's and today's session, please run through once. Yeah. before tomorrow's session. Just look at the
Sir.
videos.
Sure.
There's
Sir,
nothing much to find.
actually, I'm not getting the videos in the group. I mean, Vasu gar, I mean, he's not sending the
One
video.
second, one second, one second.